Workplace bully claimant, this person's name, covers his face as he leaves the Court of Appeal in Melbourne, March 29th. That was a couple days ago. The Australian Appeals Court on Friday dismissed a bullying case brought by the engineer who accused his former supervisor of repeatedly breaking wind toward him. All right. The company Huawei, I
Mm-hmm.
guess Huawei urges
Wah!
Huawei, 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 Huawei urges the U.S. to drop losers' attitude. Oh, you're telling us what to do? China's Huawei Technologies called on Washington to drop the loser attitude and once again rubbished U.S. allegations its gear could be used by Beijing for spying. You mean Chinese spying? Oh, no. Anyway, that's amusing, to say
Mm.
the least. All right, well, let's move on. Oh, I have some more Apple news.
Ah.
Apple wants its credit card in your digital wallet, Stephanie. What say you?
Nope.
Okay, next story. That takes care of that. Let's move on. I don't think I want it either. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, go ahead. You're on a roll. Go ahead. Yeah, if you have any more, yeah.
I have one last article. This is, of
Okay.
course, from the world of art. A
Oh.
painting pig named Picasso hogs the limelight at a South African farm.
Painting pig? Really?
As the sow was rescued as a piglet and brought to an animal sanctuary, where her new owners noticed her love of color and paintbrushes. Apparently, now her paintings sell for up to $4,000, and she's also done a collaboration with a watch company, Swatch.
Hmm. Suddenly I got the urge for sausage for lunch, but no, let's move on. Mm-hmm. I'm Italian, so what do you want me to tell you? Okay,
That's
all
true.
right.
Yeah,
And
I
then,
accept
okay.
it.
Okay. I love animals. I love pigs. They're delicious. Oh,
Oh, I knew that. I knew something like that was
they're
coming.
all right. I have an Australian. Is this Australia? I think this is in Melbourne. I know you don't like these kind of jokes, but this is really a joke. This is a funny, ridiculous story. See if I keep a straight face. Hang on.
Good
I'm
luck.
laughing. I'm laughing because really? Okay. The Australian Appeals Court, Stephanie, rules that flatulence in the workplace is not a form of bullying.
What? Who would even claim that? Never mind. Never mind.
Well, this is legal stuff, so to
Yeah.
be fair, yeah. I don't want to make this long-winded. Work
Uh...
bullying, see? Workplace bully claimant, this person's name, covers his face as he leaves the Court of Appeal in Melbourne, March 29th. That was a couple days ago. The Australian Appeals Court on Friday dismissed a bullying case brought by the engineer who accused his former supervisor of repeatedly breaking wind toward him.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
okay. There are so many jokes about. I'll just use this. Hey, boss. Well, you're a real pain in the. Oh yeah. Well, they went to court for this. Oh God.
Wow.
He would. Oh, there's some testimony. Okay, I'll bite. This the this boss. I won't mention the name. Would enter this Employees small windowless office a few times a day just to do a steak. Uh, he would the person the employee says he would fart behind me and walk away. He would do this 5 or 6 times a day, and they called him Mr. Stinky. No, really? Okay, now that we've gone downhill with the show, Stephanie, let's move on. But it was fun. It was funny. Okay.
This reminds me of the song "People Are Strange."
Yes.
Mm.
Those Australians, they really know how to party, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I do have a kind of a funny story
Yeah.
about a
Yes.
euphemism. Back
Yeah.
when I was traveling, like sometimes when I go on tour, what I'll do is I'll research another country first just to make sure, there's no customs or anything that I might violate unintentionally. And before I went to Australia, I was reading up on certain idioms that they have and use, and one of them apparently was a euphemism for passing gas. And so if you wanted to ask who passed gas here, you could say, who let Fluffy off the chain? And so, of course, I told the band this. We all thought this was really funny. And then we get down to Australia and we had, Australian guys in the tech crew. And so I was like, oh, so, I heard you guys have this euphemism. And they're like, oh, what? And so I told them and they're like, I've never heard that in my life. So you can't believe everything you read on the internet.
True, but since it's Australia, because they're just open. It isn't just the outback that's open. It's just the people there are. Well, we had a few guests come on from Australia, or Colin came on,
Mm-hmm.
and they seem super friendly people there, and they're also super expressive. I don't know what else. I just had a thought of a movie scene. Joe Pesci, My Cousin Vinny. Have you seen that one? He plays a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen it, anyway, what if the scene was based on something like this in New York? I mean, like hey, Judge, my freaking boss here, he's letting it off like it's the 4th of July fireworks. Anyway, that would be his testimony. Okay, all right. Fluffy, huh? Interesting. Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm. I don't
All
know.
right.
Maybe there's Australians watching that could tell us if they have heard this or not.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll have to ask Colin and Vince from Australia, see what they.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Then I could get a definitive answer.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. The burning question for this month is never
Who
mind.
let Fluffy off the chain?
What was able to hit? Who let the farts out? Ooh.
No sound effects
Okay.
there.
All right. No more. No more. That was just too easy. Okay.
Yeah.
Stephanie, I have some breaking news, literally 5 minutes ago. Internet Explorer security flaw allows hackers to steal files. My good friend Stephanie Forryan joins me again from Munich, Germany. If you haven't already, check out Stephanie's angelic voice on YouTube. You can go to stephanieforryan.com. So we'll do the usual news and nonsense like we do every week. Some tech stuff and some funny stuff. That's what these podcasts are all about. Again, check out Stephanie's music on stephanieforryan.thebandcamp.com. I'll have some links below in the show notes. She just released a new song this past week. What's it called again?
It's called
Goodbye?
Gifted at Goodbye.
Gifted at Goodbye. Oh, we are so good at that. No.
Oh, yeah.
I-
You've heard my very gifted sign-off. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay. I guess I'll get started. All right. Okay. Well, you are a Mac person, iPad person, but I guess a 3-year-old toddler baby locked out a family's iPad for 25 million minutes, which brings us to 2067. I guess after so many attempts, if I recall, it locks you out, and you have to wait a certain amount. Well, I guess this kid did it so many times, it locked him out until 2067. So I believe the way you do it, if I don't use my iPad because I can't download Facebook or YouTube anymore on it, so old. Anyway, I believe you have to hook it up to iTunes to reset it, right? Well, I guess.
I've never had to, so I don't actually know how to do it.
I believe, well, this guy actually found help at Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that's where I always go. No.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, it was disabled for nearly 50 years until I think you go to iTunes, log in with your password, and you can release
Mhm.
it or reset it that way,
Okay.
if I am not mistaken. So, yeah,
Mhm.
be careful with kids and your iPads.
Yes.
All right, what else do we have here? This comes out of this is out of USA Today Talking Tech section.
Mm.
I guess Disney World is the place for romance. Who knew? Uh, a Plenty of Fish. I guess that's a website. I'm getting hungry, but Plenty of Fish says I actually had fish Friday night. It was awesome.
Hmm.
Plenty of Fish. That's the website. I guess it's a
Okay.
like a dating website. Plenty of Fish says odds are in your favor for finding romance at Disney. Um, Maybe romantic Disney fairy tales come true after all. Data from the popular global online dating site Plenty of Fish reveals that singles who have expressed an interest in Disney are 3.6 times more likely to leave the app in a relationship compared to singles who are generally less interested in or list interest in music and movies.
Hmm.
When the moon hits Mickey Mouse's eye, that's the moment. Um,
Who knew that, Disney cartoons
yeah,
could spice up life?
there you go. Micky. I better not sing. It'd be a copyright. Yeah. Okay. So guys, I guess girls, if you're looking for love, go see Mickey. Why
Oh,
not?
Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine.
Hey Mickey.
Good.
Oh, wait, what's that song? Hey Mickey. Da 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 da. Boy, that's bring back some memories. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome to the Romance Channel. No. Uh, Amazon. This is Amazon. As if this is
Hmm.
shocking. Amazon reportedly employs thousands of people to listen to your Alexa conversations.
Oh, really?
One of these days, I'm going to walk up to it and just turn on my New York attitude. I'm going to rip your spine and bleepity bleepily. Are you listening now? Can you hear me now, Verizon? No. Um, anyway, I guess they have to monitor it for criminal activity, maybe. I don't know. Um, this seems
Hmm.
kind of creepy. I get it to keep their standards and all that to make sure there's nothing going on or anyway, yeah. So I do have an Alexa. It is handy.
Hmm.
I set it for the alarm, play music, tell me a joke and all that, wake me up, sleep timer. It does come in handy. During the day, I usually unplug it.
Yes,
Uh,
mine is unplugged during the day too. I don't trust it. If I'm not going to be talking and I want to use it to listen to music
okay,
or
okay,
if I need it to do math for me, then I'll plug it in. But
okay.
yeah.
Like, yeah, it's usually when I remember. But just one of these days, like if they really are sneaking in listening, I'm gonna turn on my New York attitude. No, watch next week. I'll get a knock on the door. Carm, was that you threatening? No, I no speak no English, man. No, no. Okay, let's go through some nonsense. A camel walks through a PetSmart store in Michigan.
Hmm.
I have a picture of a camel, with the lip. Uh, a Michigan petting zoo camel.
You do an amazing impression of a camel.
Really?
Best I've ever seen, yeah.
Thanks. Okay. Nice looking Italian does camel. Anyway, Lewis Farms and Petting Zoo in New Era. Where is this? Okay. It's in Michigan. Posted a video to Facebook showing handlers taking Jeffrey the Arabian camel for a tour of the PetSmart store in Muskegon. Uh, what would they feed a camel? I don't know.
Camel food?
That's one for Stephanie. Okay. I just realized, somebody on Facebook last month or so posted a video of a guy. I guess he was like in one of these Muslim countries. Anyway, if it's real, it's hilarious. He's running circles around his car
Hmm.
because there's a camel chasing him, going around the car like this. It's somebody wrote Mike, 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 Mike. So he's running around the car, and then the guy finally opens the door, gets in and the camel's still going around. I'm like, I guess that camel really liked him.
Hmm.
Okay, let's move on. I should have recorded the sound issues we were having. That would have been funny with, Stephanie doing her. What is that machine, by the way? Off
Oh,
when we went
it's
live, that bubble machine. Can you explain to us non-singers what that is?
short. Should I break it out?
Please.
Okay.
It's something
So,
new. Yeah, it's something new on. This is a half tech show, so why not?
okay. Well, this is different. This is instead of like technology, it's more like technique. But this is like a tube that I have, and I can stick it into some water. So this is just a normal glass of water. You stick the tube in here, and if you want to warm up your voice really gently, like one exercise that a lot of people do
Huh?
is it's called the motorboat, which is um, this. I feel like it has more of an effect. It really helps warm up the voice, and if you use this for like 2 to 3 minutes and do that, your
Okay.
voice sounds. It's just very easy to warm it up. So it goes like this. So
I get what you're saying, but what's exactly is the science behind it?
well, it has to do with the air pressure. And
Okay.
because what happens is like, I mean, depending on like how deep you put this tube into the water,
Okay.
you're going to have to use more air pressure, which is more support from your diaphragm.
Okay.
And one thing that a lot of people don't know about singing, because you think, oh, if you sing really loud, you have to really push that air out. It's actually an illusion. The louder you want to sing, the less air you want to use, because you want to use the Bernoulli principle to your advantage. That's that principle that makes airplanes fly. It's also the same principle, physical principle that makes your shower curtain get sucked towards the water, and you're like, get away, shower curtain! Like that's the Bernoulli principle, and you want the air to go by slowly enough that it can suck the vocal cords back together again. It makes the system much more efficient. You have to work less. So if you're using this, then you can actually train yourself to use the correct amount of pressure, and it's just a very gentle way.
It has to do with air pressure.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Okay. It just when you were first doing doing it when we were having sound issues, I was like, am I on the right show? Is this the right girl? Anyway. Okay. All right. No, now that you explained it, it makes sense. I'm not a singer, so let's finish up. I have a question. One of my had some person comment saying they would never buy a Mac again. They would never buy a Mac again because Apple stopped making Macs professionally or stopped making machines for professionals.
Yeah.
Do you know? Okay, can you explain what? Because I don't have a Mac, so I'm going to let you, the Mac singer, explain
Mm-hmm.
that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, first of all, this has been an issue for years. This isn't a new thing. Like, for example, you would pay to buy a Pro machine and they wouldn't even be using Pro components for the headphone jack. So you could have issues with that, things like that. So they were skimping on things that professionals don't want you to skimp on in their Pro machines, which is frustrating. But also, they've bought up a lot of software. For example, Logic is the program that I use to record with, and it was originally owned by a company I believe called eMagic, and then Apple bought the software, and now they have changed it all, and they've totally reworked it to be more accessible and simpler. And I have to admit, parts of it are easier to use, but they've also bought up Final Cut, and I don't use Final Cut, but I do have a colleague that uses it, and he's very frustrated with it because in the newer versions of it, he can't even save things the way he wants to save them. The file automatically saves, the session automatically saves, and if he wants to export the file, it's a very complicated process. He has to save it as a different thing. He's just very frustrated with it, and I don't know much about it because I've never used it, but I've heard this complaint from a lot of people that they've switched to Adobe Premiere simply because they're frustrated with what Apple has done to the software itself. When it comes to the hardware, one amazingly frustrating thing is that they will make a machine that, if used the way you're buying it to use it, with the components that are in it, and you're really going to max it out, for example, by video editing and rendering, then the computer overheats really easily. And so it ends up having to, reduce its own speed, throttle itself just to make sure it's not getting too hot. So the speed you buy isn't the speed you get.
When
Uh,
when did this start to change? Because I never really heard about it. I know you mentioned last month or 2 weeks ago about like you wish it had more ports.
yes.
You had to buy a hub. But when did this thing with them skipping? When did this start? Like a year ago? Recently?
Oh no, this is at least 10 years ago, I'd
No
say.
kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
This has been a long thing. Yeah. Or like even, when you buy the power supply, say 85-watt power supply
Yeah.
that goes with the
Yeah. Yeah.
machine, but the components inside need more than that. So it's like
It's like buying a six-cylinder car, but you only get five cylinders or something.
exactly. And they've been doing
Wow.
this for a long time because I think, a lot of people don't look at the math behind it. But there's frustrating issues. And like I said, I'm not a Mac person because I love Apple. But like I said, I mean, just this week I started having even more problems with my computer due to updates.
PC
With my
with
PC, yeah.
Microsoft.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, Microsoft is not perfect. Apple is not perfect. But what I don't like about Apple is that they're charging you premium prices and selling you premium things, and you're not getting premium stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's I didn't know, but it's it's sad in a way that in spite of all the issues with Apple, Windows
Mhm.
is worse, evidently. It seems like Windows is missing the boat. Linux is missing a huge opportunity for making professional equipment for studio people.
Mhm.
It's okay. So basically, with Windows, if it wasn't for the updates,
Mhm.
you may use more Windows than Apple. If it wasn't for the updates,
Well, I mean, the
more or
thing
less. Yeah.
I have weird random issues. Like, okay,
Okay.
once you get like a Mac can be complicated to get up and running. Like when you have different components that you're using with it, interfaces, external graphics cards, things like that. Sometimes it can be a process to get it all installed. But my experience has been that once it is installed, it all works. You just don't touch the system and it will go for years and years and years. My experience with PCs have been random issues pop up out of absolutely nowhere for no reason that I can think of. I mean, there must be a reason because computers are logical, but um, I'm not doing anything differently. So why is my computer doing something different today than it did yesterday?
So when
Things
all is said and done, Apple is still better. All things
for me,
considered. Yeah.
it's still when it comes to my
Yeah.
creative work, it's
Yeah.
much more stable. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Like I don't get the random crashes that I get with Windows machines.
You just wish that the machines where you pay a premium price were a little bit more premium, as it were.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm going to be paying that much, I mean,
Yeah.
because my Dell was cheaper than my Mac,
Yeah.
and it's more powerful and it's better, except for the fact that the graphics card refuses to work.
Because each
And
time you update Windows,
yeah.
it breaks the.
Hmm.
Mhm, mhm.
That's
I want to be a good boy.
well, good luck with that.
Hello, welcome back to another news and nonsense for this Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there, to all you moms out there. Didn't sound right the first thing. No, but
I know. It's like,
yeah. Happy birthday, moms. Shut up, Stephanie. No, but anyway, happy Mother's Day, and yeah, my friend Stephanie is back joining me from I'm in Munich, Germany, and we normally record these every Sunday morning on Skype. You can download Skype for free for Windows, Mac, and Linux. It seems to work pretty good for all. Okay, so again, I'll have all the notes, all the links below in the show notes. Check out Stephanie Forryan on YouTube, stephanieforryan.com. Stephanie's primarily a Mac user. I am not, so we exchange stories about Mac, Windows, and I use Linux too. All right, let's go to the first news item. This is from The Verge, or The Verge. No, it's The Verge. HTC isn't dead yet, promises Android 9 updates this month. HTC, once the darling of the Android phone world. I think HTC now stands for Help This Company. But for those of you who have the U11, and the U12. You'll be getting the latest updates to Android 9. Is it Pi? Q Pi? No, I lost. I think it's Pi. And I think that might be it for Android. HTC Android phones. I don't know what happened to them. They were, they were the first to come out with the double front speakers, Beats sound speakers. And then after that, 2 years, they were like, I don't know what happened. Anyway, you have lots of choices. I have a Motorola. You have an Apple iPhone. But yeah, so for those of you who have the U11 and U12, you will get the latest updates this year. After this year, I have no idea. So, okay. All right, some exciting Linux news. Chromebooks. I need like a drum. No, we talked about Linux has so much potential. Chromebooks are selling like hotcakes. And Google says starting this year, all new Chromebooks produced this year, according to them, you'll be able to run, I guess, Chrome OS, Android, and Linux apps on all the Chromebooks, even the $200 Chromebook. Are you bleeping me? That's awesome. So hence the potential power of Linux. So if you really want to realize the true potential power of a Linux-based machine, that's web-centric, for $200, I've seen machines less than $200. Like there's a Lenovo for like $168. Are you kidding me? That's fast enough to stream possibly. But yeah, that's also news for Linux. So awesome. All right. Next thing I have is from Engadget. Mozilla explains why all the Firefox add-ons broke at once. Wah, wah. I guess it was a signing certificate or something, an expired certificate. Anyway, that's been corrected, and apparently they will not have this issue in the future. So if you're wondering what happened with Mozilla Firefox, I guess it's been fixed. I don't know what it is with Firefox and Linux, but it's not as fast as what it used to be. In Windows, it's okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, I use Chrome. It just works, So,
Are you
all right.
ever concerned, though, about Google and privacy and things
Of
like
course. Of course. I feel more private in Linux because it just is. But let's say you've made your machine as private and as secure as possible because, you're a wizard. You're a tech fiend. But then once you get on the web, you want privacy, forget about it. Unless you own the web. I mean, Stephanie, really, what do you do? Obviously, you want to take steps. Don't go to shady websites. Be careful who you respond to. But once you get on the web, now, that doesn't mean that you cannot be secure on the web. I think Windows 10, what I'm using now, is secure. Is it private?
that?
But am I free from, malware and stuff like that? I think Windows 10, when Microsoft has done a good job making it secure, but secure does not equate privacy.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
that's my thought. Of course, I'm concerned about privacy, but once you get on the web, anyway.
That's true. But do you think like browsers can contribute to or help with that at all?
Yeah. There are, I think, what's the search engine? DuckDuckGo, supposed to be more private. Yeah, certain browsers, I think, are more private than others. But the thing is, again, no matter how many steps you take, and you should take steps to be private and secure and be careful. Once you get on the web, to be totally private, I think it's impossible. It's just the nature of the world. But
I just constantly Google random things.
Yeah.
Like that random idea generator that turned out that chicken song.
Yeah, okay.
I just Google stuff like that all the time just to confuse the algorithm.
Aha. Okay. Oops, the secret's out. Oops. Okay. Yeah,
I can tell if it's working because none of the ads apply to me.
Because it's like,
like,
what ads for like wombats? I forget about it. Has it worked?
I have to say, like, I get a lot of ads where I'm just like, I must be doing a good job because this has nothing to do with my life.
I know there. I was Googling or searching for it was Mom's Day, Mother's Day. So I was searching for a new TV on Amazon stuff, and sure enough, I go to my phone, log in to Amazon or Facebook, check the messages, and there's ads for TVs. Gee, what a coincidence! But that's okay. I was shopping for this, something I did. It wasn't like somebody forced it on me. I still don't like it, but I get it, and it is convenient. Oh yeah, I didn't know about that TV. I guess it's convenient, but I don't. It's not good in the end. All right, let's move on. Stephanie, you've been charging your phone all wrong. What's the matter with you? No, but according to business, I know. According to Business Insider, you should not be charging your phone overnight to 100%. It will increase the aging process of the phone. So you shouldn't do that. I kind of knew about this before. Sometimes I'll forget. I let it charge all night. I don't have to because with my Motorola phone with this 5,000 milliamp battery, this lasts 2 days or more in a full charge. So I don't have to do that.
Okay. Well, first, can I just go on a rant? A tech rant?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a family channel. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well,
all right.
All right. I mean, I realize that this is not a new development whatsoever, but I have an old car. And one of the things I love about my old car is the hardware key. I have a physical key that I put in the ignition, I turn it, and the car turns on. And I love this. And so many of my friends and family now have cars where you just have to hold the key and you have it in your pocket and the car will unlock and start and all you have to do is press the button. But I cannot tell you how often it has been that I'm, say, running errands with a friend or family member and someone says, oh, why don't you go park the car? I'll run into the store. We'll meet in there. They leave, have the key in their pocket. I go park the car and I can't stop the car or I can't lock the car. When you had the key physically before, that could never happen because the key was in the car. So no matter what, even if they left, they would leave the key with me, the driver. But I've even had friends talk about how, like, they drove someone to the airport, like their spouse to the airport, and then drove home. And it turns out the spouse had the key and they were unable to shut the car off when they got home. I mean, just crazy stuff like that. What is wrong with a hardware key?
Yeah, I'm not sure how to fix that. My car is one of the fewer cars that has an actual, a thing called a key. No, but my friend's Land Rover has the push type. But I think that happened to we were driving somewhere. I think he was driving me to pick up my car at the service station. He left the key at home, but the car drove. But I thought he said he could still shut it off, but once he shuts it off, it won't start. But maybe at certain cars.
Yeah, I think different cars react in different ways.
Yeah,
but I understand, like trying to make things more convenient. Like I'm a big friend of technology.
Yeah.
But I'm a friend of convenient technology. And to be honest, I never once thought in my life, I really wish I could get rid of this physical key.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's only caused problems for me, this new update.
I don't know. If Ford or GM or Honda watch this, that's a valid point. But it was funny that day. My friend drove me to my car. He said, "Now, please remind me. Don't let me shut off the car." Honestly, I don't know what's the solution for that. That's both comfortable and safety or like security conscience. But that's a valid point. I totally agree. Maybe there should be a combination code backup or something on the screen, on the touch screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, I just solved the GM. You have the screen for the GPS touch screen. This is the backup code in case. There, I just solved it. You can pay me a commission later. Okay. No. All right.
I'm glad we can solve the world's
problem. Well, that's a valid rant.
It's gross.
All right. Well, Paris Hilton has released a new song. It's called "My Best Friend's Seat." I'm just going to use the word "seat" instead of ASS. Wow. And it's a picture of her and Kim Kardashian. The lyrics are here. Yeah, my best friends. The lyrics. Oops. Let's move on. I can't go on with the jokes. So I just want to let you. It says, but this is from thecut.com, and the title says, "You'll never unhear Paris Hilton's butt song."
Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know what's happening with the nonsense news today, but it's all ew.
Well, I like that joke. I like big butts and I cannot lie. Okay, let's move on. It's real nonsense. We don't make this up because then it's, truth is stranger than fake. Yeah, but that's her song and the lyrics are like, wow. Okay, let's move on before we get unseated here.
Point for karma. on.
That's right. 1 for me and 0 for Stephanie today. But when
We're
it's not
winning.
over, okay, all right. It's from the UPI. New Jersey man records bears fighting in his front yard. I guess 2 black bears were duking it out for. I guess they didn't like the song either. They were punching each other. No, but yeah, this is from New Jersey. He caught this looking at his front yard. 2 bears duking it out for whatever reason. I'm not sure
They were
why.
fighting over the flank steak.
That's right. Yeah, the bears were not available for commenting. Okay. This is also from the UPI. Pigeon triggers speed camera in Germany. Where you from?
Hey, we've got great pigeons here.
That's right. This is
They're
from.
fast.
Yeah. This is from the town of Bocholt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A speed camera. Bocholt. Bocholt.
Bocholt. Yeah, Bocholt.
Bocholt on the border with the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
The town shared a photo that quickly went viral. The pigeon was caught flying nearly 10 miles an hour over the speed limit on the road.
Wow. Well, I mean, they're used to the Autobahn, so.
Well, there you go. The town joked that officials have not yet decided whether the pigeon will be ordered to pay the $28 fine for its traffic violation. Well, that story's for the birds. Okay, next one.
No Autobahn violations for the Autobahn
Yeah.
Society member.
Okay. That's 1 for Stephanie, so that's the score.
That's like a half.
Yeah, and I'll give it to you. The score is 1-1. 2 more stories. Who's going to win? Place your bets for the pun contest. Okay. This is in Texas, also UPI. A Texas driver caught walking his dog through his car window.
That's like the ultimate in laziness.
I know he's driving on texting. All right, come on, poop already. Well, and he's driving. No, but this is very unusual.
Mm-hmm.
A Chevy salesman. This is in Tennessee. This is from Autoblog. A Chevy salesman suspected of kidnapping disabled customer and stealing $200,000. And I guess. Let me read this. Okay, the FBI investigating in Tennessee Chevrolet dealership took advantage of the man, and furthermore, the customer was forced to smoke crack. You know, Chevrolet, you have some weird closing practices to close a sale. Yeah.
It seems like a weird thing to force a person to do.
Oh! It takes crack to smoke drive a Chevy. Got it. Okay. No, just kidding. Just a joke, Chevy, and just a joke. But, or you must be on crack to drive a Chevy. No, but okay. That's a half a point for me.
No,
so.
yeah, we're gonna
All right.
round that up.
All right.
Round it up.
This is the final nonsense for the final point. A Florida man says he would rather.
Any sentence that starts with Florida man is like.
Yeah, I know. I used to live there. Okay.
Why do you think I said?
A Florida man says he would rather go to jail than to his wife after he gets caught driving his car on the sunroof.
He was.
A Florida man claiming he would rather go to jail than back home to his wife was arrested Friday after being caught driving on the highway while sitting on the top of his sunroof.
Yeah, well, I should hope so. If he was my husband, he'd get a can of whoop.
Yeah, a can of whoop-de-doo. No, not whoop-de-doo, no. But this gentleman, I won't say his name, was detained after an off-duty deputy at Hillsborough County. Hillsborough rings a bell. I forget what that's at. Anyway, sheriff's office recorded the man and reported him to the Florida Highway Patrol. The guy was going more than 100 miles an hour. Whew. That's a hell of a trick to drive a car to sunroof. But later slowed down to 40, but still.
How do you even do that? I mean, is he like 10 feet tall?
With his feet or something? Honestly, I don't know, but I guess he
Okay,
was
but
really
I am super short, so there's
yeah,
no like I have a
yeah.
sunroof in my car. There's no way I could get my head up through the sunroof
Right,
and
right.
still reach the pedals.
It'd be impossible. I guess as a tall guy doesn't give his height or anything.
And
But
I have a tiny car, so you'd think it'd be possible, but no.
his anyway, his wish was granted, and this guy was arrested. After showing the video, he admitted guilt and noted that the car was on cruise control. He says the car drives itself because it has a gigantic computer in it. I know.
People! Oh my gosh!
Uh,
Couple more brain cells. Just activate a couple more brain cells.
so
Two.
anyway, I guess everything turned out, well, sort of everything. He's safe and sound, but
Safe
sir,
from his wife.
safe from his wife. That's one for Stephanie. That's not really a pun, but okay, I'll give it to you. The score is 2-2. What pun do I have for this? Boy, some of those arguments really want to make me hit the roof or something. I don't know. I can't think of anything, but you know what? We'll just leave it at a tie. So
You're too kind.
it's a tie for today, folks. So that's it.
We all know he won.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. All right, Stephanie. So I guess we'll try doing this again next Sunday.
Sounds good to me.
So I hope you guys enjoy this news and nonsense. And if you guys have any stories you want us to look at, that's family friendly. No buts about it. Oh,
For
that's
you.
3 for me. Yeah, that just popped into my head. Hey, all right. And yeah, if you have any stories, let us know. Family friendly, and maybe we'll mention it, and maybe mention you on the next news and nonsense for next week. So I think we'll end this by saying this is fantastic. Stephanie, it's good to be here. Blah.
Yes, and we'll be back. So tune in next week.
There you go. Somebody asked we should have an Arnie contest. You know, like a live show and have the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, there you go. So you guys can vote who had the best Arnie voice for this one. Anyway, that's all we have. So we'll catch you on the next one. So, arrivederci.